again to another weeks of introduction to NFT class. Sorry for the technical troubles, okay? They always exist in that way. And it's always, it's always the case that we have to deal with them in some way. And yeah, some people are coming. It seems that this will be our usual venue from now on, okay? Unless otherwise we have been noticed, okay? Unless we are noticed again. This will be the hall that we'll be doing our class for the rest of the term. So, if your friends don't know about this, please let them know. Okay? So this will be our usual venue for the class. I actually shared it on my Instagram account yesterday, but I guess some people just missed it. So I again sent another email NFTs. Remember? We talked about the factors that make NFTs valuable. And because NFTs are not just digital codes, okay? They have some social and financial use. That's what makes them valuable, actually. And just quickly to recap, we were talking about an underlying value of NFT. Potential value, perception value, and similar market value. And we said that all of these factors actually do contribute to how much an NFT costs. Somebody tell me, for instance, what the underlying value is. What do we talk about when we talk about an underlying value of an NFT? What do we mean by an underlying? Any ideas? Because when we talk about an underlying value of NFT, we talked about the original creator, okay? The original artist, how famous they are, how well known they are. That makes a huge difference. Also, we talked about the potential investment value. I mean, is it good for investment? Will you earn more money? Will people earn more money if they buy this NFT? That makes a big difference in the price of an NFT. Of course, the perception of the buyer. I mean, how badly you really want to own that NFT. How much money are you ready to pay? That's a psychological issue. That's a psychological aspect, and it makes a huge difference. Also, we talked about similar market value. I mean, what about the other similar NFTs? How much they cost? That makes a lot of difference, and that definitely determines NFTs. But a very important issue to remember about the value of NFTs is their utility, ladies and gentlemen. How useful they are, okay? Because NFTs are just pieces of code running on blockchain. Unless you connect them to some kind of utility in the real world, okay, they don't mean a lot. So the utility also makes a huge difference in the price of an NFT. What I mean utility is physical and potentially physical assets, benefits that you'll get if you buy that NFT. For instance, Bored Ape owner uses his IP rights to brand his new restaurant. So the owner of a restaurant bought a Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT, and he is offering to other people who have a similar NFT some discounts, some special menus in his restaurant. So that's the utility. Or, for instance, also last week, Bored Ape Yacht Club announced that they are launching a coin, a financially valuable item. So, what is the difference? What is the connection? Because if you have a Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT, you will get those free. Free money, okay? Free money. And it costs a lot. You will get free money. Why? Because you just have a Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT. Or, for instance, profile pictures, remember? PFPs. If you have a profile picture in the form of an NFT, you can use it on Twitter now, but also in a very short time on Instagram. So that's utility. That sets those NFTs apart from the rest of the other NFTs. Also, for instance, this is fresh news, we didn't talk about this last week. PUBG Maker to build video games and NFTs on Solana. So if you have an NFT that is designed by this company, okay, you will have some advantages in the PUBG game. Some other aspects that the other players won't have. Why? Because your NFTs are useful in that aspect. So basically, these were the reasons, these were the main factors why NFTs are considered valuable. How rare they are, the quality of the work, okay? And the artist, of course. Sales method, is it direct listing or auctioning? If it is auctioned off, the price will be higher, of course. And how psychologically you are ready to pay, we talked about that. And investment, and other physical connections, like the restaurant, for instance, okay? And the thrill of collecting. You know, people are strange beings. We like to collect. We collected stamps, napkins. I'm sure some of you, at some point in your lives, collected something. Travel cards, fridge magnets from the cities that you visited, right? So you like collecting. The idea, the excitement of collecting also drives the value of NFT. And of course, FOMO. What is FOMO? We talked about this, FOMO. FOMO is a noun, but it's also being used as a verb. I just FOMO'd, they say. What is FOMO, yeah? Fear of missing out, which is? Like the fear and worry that you will be missing something nice, something valuable, if you don't buy that NFT, okay? We all felt that somehow in our lives. The fear of missing out. Oh, I should have that. Oh, Boarding Yacht Club NFT. Oh, I should buy it. Oh, another NFT, I should buy it. Why? What would people say if I don't have that NFT? We all felt that time, okay? It's not all computer code. It's the marketing and psychological side that drives the value of an NFT. Okay, so we talked about this, and of course, this is new, POP. POP is new. Do you know, can you guess what it is? What a POP is? What does it mean? POP. A POP is like those magnets which you put on your fridge. But you buy those magnets from the cities that you visit, from the concerts that you attended, from the events that you've been to. It means proof of attendance protocol. It's like a souvenir. Like, for instance, you go to, let's say, London, and you buy a fridge magnet. You bring it home and you put it on your fridge. That's a proof of attendance. It shows that you've been to London. But in today's world, people are making them as NFTs. Okay, they are selling NFTs, proving that you have been to London, you have attended a concert, you have joined the session of a famous scholar. Okay, so POP is another utility example here, and it's very, very famous. Yeah. It is actually, it's a kind of digital souvenir, exactly. It's not physical, it's recorded on the blockchain. It's recorded on the blockchain, and you don't have it physically. It's in your digital wallet. So that's what makes an NFT valuable. Also, we talked about the idea of a blockchain. Remember? Blockchain. But I'm not going to be talking about this a lot. Instead, I'll just have you watch a short video, okay? And by the way, before I show the video, who can tell me quickly what a blockchain is? What blockchain means for us? Any idea? Do you remember? Blockchain. So blockchain has two words, block and chain. But what is it entirety? Any ideas? No? One person again? Yes? Exactly. It's a kind of network. But instead of me talking about, let's watch, okay, and try to get the idea. Hope everyone will be able to hear. But I guess we will be able to, right? Let's see. If it doesn't work. Yeah, I guess the problem of sound, where is it? They disconnected this. It's the problems, yeah. I'll try again once more. I shouldn't be doing this, but another magical thing, you think?
Trust in the data. Before a block can be added to the chain, a few things have to happen. First, a cryptographic puzzle must be solved, thus creating the block. The computer that solves the puzzle shares the solution to all of the other computers on the network. This is called proof of work. The network will then verify this proof of work, and if correct, the block will be added to the chain. The combination of these complex math puzzles and verification by many computers ensures that we can trust each and every block on the chain. Because the network does the trust building for us, we now have the opportunity to interact directly with our data in real time. And that brings us to the third reason blockchain technology is such a game changer. No more intermediaries. Currently, when doing business with one another, we don't show the other person our financial or business records. Instead, we rely on trusted intermediaries, such as a bank or lawyer, to view our records and keep that information confidential. These intermediaries build trust between the parties and are able to verify, for example, that yes, Anne is the rightful owner of this land. This approach limits exposure and risk, but also adds another step to the exchange, which means more time and money spent. If Anne's land title information was stored in a blockchain, she could cut out the middleman, her lawyer, who would ordinarily confirm her information with Steve. As we now know, all blocks added to the chain have been verified to be true and can't be tampered with, so Anne can simply show Steve her land title information secured on the blockchain. Anne would save considerable time and money by cutting out the middleman. This type of trusted peer-to-peer interaction with our data can revolutionize the way we access, verify, and transact with one another. And because blockchain is a type of technology and not a single network, it can be implemented in many different ways. Some blockchains can be completely public and open to everyone to view and access. Others can be closed to a select group of authorized users, such as your company, a group of banks, or government agencies. And there are hybrid public-private blockchains too. In some, those with private access can see all the data, while the public can see only selections. In others, everyone can see all the data, but only some people have access to add new data. A government, for example, could use a hybrid system to record the boundaries of Anne's property and the fact that she owns it while keeping her personal information private. Or it could allow everyone to view property records, but reserve to itself the exclusive right to update them. It is the combination of all these factors, decentralizing of the data, building trust in the data, and allowing us to interact directly with one another and the data, that gives blockchain technology the potential to underpin many of the ways we interact with one another. But, much like the rise of the internet, this technology will bring with it all kinds of complex policy questions around governance, international law, security, and economics. Here at the Center for
Yes, as you see, blockchain not only about Bitcoin, it's a revolutionary technology, okay? And it lies at the heart of the NFTs. So, that was what we talked about last week, and let's continue with today's topic, and it is, of course, what is it here? The characteristics of blockchain. Actually, you saw some of them in the video. Immutability, which means any record, any data on a blockchain, in our case, is an NFT, is immutable. No one can change it, no one can delete it, okay? No one can reverse it. So that's one of the characteristics of blockchain. Secondly, it is distributed, which means even if you take down one computer, the rest will be up and running, so no danger there. Also decentralized, which means you have several servers, several computers all over the world, and this makes it easier to run and secure your... Also, which brings us the enhanced security, okay? Blockchains are really secure, as we've seen in the video, because of the cryptographic mathematical algorithms. And this brings us to the last characteristic, which means transparent. Everyone can see all the records at any time. Even the first block that was created in 2009, when first Bitcoin blockchain started operating, is easily accessible. It is there. No one can reverse it, okay? So that's transparency. However, this is very, very, very important. The data capacity of blockchains are limited, okay? If you're talking about Bitcoin, it's 1 megabyte. 1 megabyte per block. If you're talking about Ethereum, it's 4 megabyte per block. Incredibly low. Why? Because only small pieces of codes are stored in there. NFTs okay, like video, audio, data, 3D model, are not stored on the blockchain. This is very important. People just think that when we talk about an NFT, we talk about video, audio, data, 3D model, okay, that is encrypted and stored on the blockchain. No. If it were that way, the network would be really, really slow and you wouldn't be able to do any transaction there, okay? Only the metadata, who the owner is, how much is it, okay? And of course, the value, the contract. Only small, very small data is stored on the blockchain. Video, audio, data, 3D model, these are not possible to store on the blockchain because of the data size. Even today, one photo that you take with your phones, like 5-6 megabytes. The Ethereum blockchain is limited only 4 megabytes. So NFT, the video part, audio part, data part of NFT is not stored on the blockchain. What is stored is the code that allows you to do the transaction. Okay. So where do we keep the original file? On a Dropbox, on Google Drive, on another cloud service. Okay. So this is where you keep the original data. That's why when you just right-click and save an NFT from the internet, you do not have the original authenticated copy. What you have is just a cheap copy, okay? Because the real file is stored on another server, not on the blockchain, not on the website you right-click on. That is very, very important, ladies and gentlemen. In questions of, so blockchains do not store your NFTs. Blockchains make your NFTs secure. Okay, they do not store your NFTs. All right, so we've been talking about this crypto thing, and just a quick word on it. Okay, a crypto is a kind of cryptographical money. Actually, it's a decentralized type of money. Okay, it's a digital asset. We know Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin; these are all coins. However, what is important about them is that theoretically they are immune to government interference, which means governments cannot easily ban them, cannot easily stop the transaction on them. So, crypto coins, crypto money is theoretically, why am I talking about theoretically? Because if government agencies like police, okay, or army just confiscate, just stop and crash the computers, servers, of course you wouldn't be able to do any transaction on with your crypto money. But that's a highly low risk, okay? In general, crypto money is is theoretically immune to government interference, which makes it possible to use for some, bad aims as well. Okay, we can also talk about that too. Some advantages: cheaper, faster, decentralized, but some disadvantages: price volatility. Okay, ups and downs, changing. Even in 2 minutes, you could lose all your wealth. High energy consumption. This is true, ladies and gentlemen. This is interestingly true, and I want to show some example to you. Where is it? Let me just find it. Relative energy consumption per transaction. This is Burj Khalifa, the skyscraper in Doha, okay? This is Pisa Tower in Italy. This is one screw. You know screw? The one that you use to connect the things, okay? Especially furniture. Relative energy per transaction. So, Bitcoin blockchain network consumes, okay, 1,135,000 watts per hour. That's the entire amount of electricity that Burj Khalifa would consume in 1 hour. Okay? So every 1 hour, all the amount of electricity that Burj Khalifa would need is consumed by the blockchain network. Also, Ethereum networks, less, but still serious. 84,000 watts per hour. Considerably low, but still a lot. So crypto coins cost a lot of things to the environment. That's a very, very important thing to keep in mind. Also, of course, money laundering and dark web activities. Coins, sometimes NFTs are used for that purpose, okay? So that's it. Do you recognize this sign? Do you recognize this sign? What is this sign? Huh? Ethereum. Ethereum. This is the sign of Ethereum. But if you could tell me what Ethereum is, I would be even happier. What is Ethereum? It's a type of coin, like Bitcoin, like Litecoin, like Dogecoin, okay? It is one type of definition. But Ethereum is more than that. It is the name of a coin, but it is more than that. What is that more than that part? It is a type of blockchain, exactly, good. So when we talk about Ethereum, we talk about two things. First, the financial assets, coin, okay? And second, the blockchain that makes it possible to meet that money. Meet Vitalik Buterin, the founder, let's say inventor, okay, the author of Ethereum network. He was like, I don't know, only 20, in his 20s, maybe the start of 20s when he started Ethereum. This is Vitalik Buterin, okay? And he is a Russian computer scientist, but he does not live in Russia now. So this was one of his moments when he launched Ethereum in 2015. So Ethereum is, like you said, an open source, decentralized, public blockchain network, okay? It's a blockchain network, okay? And this decentralized nature is what makes the Ethereum valuable. Okay? Of course, Buterin was not alone. There were Joe Lubin and some other people with him when he first started the blockchain of Ethereum. The native currency is Ether, okay? So Ethereum is the name of the blockchain. The name of the money is Ether. Two different things. Ethereum is the name of the blockchain. Buterin? So, blockchain, yeah, Bitcoin blockchain, we have Ethereum blockchain, but they are somehow different, somehow similar. They are somehow different, somehow similar. First of all, they are similar because they are a single source of truth. Because every record is recorded on the blockchain, everyone can see it, and it is the same for everyone, okay? Because we have a shared database, unique virtual addresses, anonymous users, okay? These are the same for everyone. So this is the similar part to the Bitcoin blockchain, okay? However, and this is connected to the NFTs, what is different from Bitcoin blockchain is applications platform. Now, Bitcoin blockchain was created for only one purpose, and it was financial purpose. Making money, okay? Making it possible to mint and spend and transfer and use Bitcoin. That was the only purpose, nothing else. That's why the block size is limited. However, Ethereum blockchain is also, besides being a financial system, is also an applications platform. What does it mean? It stores and runs applications, just like a computer. Ethereum is called the world's biggest live computer. world's biggest live computer. Why? Because applications, any application, okay? Even when you just start the camera, when you start the WhatsApp, when you start Instagram on your phones, okay? You run them, which means they come from a storage from your telephone, and they are run in the memory of your phone. So applications need two things: storage and memory, and that's what the Ethereum blockchain provides for them. Blockchain stores the applications and runs the applications. Only Ethereum blockchain can do that, not the Bitcoin blockchain. Okay? So, just like a computer, Ethereum blockchain, okay, provides memory, storage, CPU power, internet connection. Think of it like a big computer spread all over the world and working simultaneously. Okay? All computers provide CPU. All computers provide storage. All computers provide internet connection. So Ethereum, unlike Bitcoin blockchain, is a virtual computer. It's a virtual computer, like this. Okay? So different computers in the network provide storage, CPU power, internet connection for the applications to run. And because of this structure, Ethereum is the biggest network, blockchain network, on which NFTs are minted. That is, created. You cannot mint NFTs on blockchain network, Bitcoin blockchain, okay? But you can do this on Ethereum blockchain, because Ethereum blockchain first stores the applications, then helps them run, because it gives computers, CPU power, internet connection, and everything. So Ethereum is the world computer, live biggest world computer, and there is a simple, very good term for that: EVM. EVM. EVM means, there it is, Ethereum virtual machine. Okay, it's like a computer, but it is not. It's like a computer. It provides CPU, storage, internet connection, but it's not one computer. It's thousands of computers spread all over the world. So it's virtual. So when we talk about Ethereum, we're talking about Ethereum virtual machine as well. Just like this. It's spread all over the world. Any questions so far? So, can I ask, what is the biggest difference between Bitcoin blockchain network and Ethereum blockchain network? Can somebody tell me in one sentence? What sets them apart? Any ideas? Exactly. Ethereum blockchain can store applications and runs the applications. Bitcoin blockchain, you can only use it for minting and spending money. That's it. That is the biggest difference, actually. Alright, some information, but not so important right now. I'll be sharing these with you. By the way, I put the first 2 weeks PDFs on the school's learning management system. That is online.yıldız.edu.tr, okay? On the lesson wall, you can find the first 2 weeks PDFs, which you can download. Any questions? No? Good. Now, of course, this difference, the ability to store applications, to provide CPU power, to provide internet connection, to provide memory, to provide hard disk, okay, to provide even electricity, does not come free, is not free, okay? there is a small glitch there. Have you ever heard the word gas or Ethereum gas? What are we talking about when we say gas? Ethereum gas. Any idea? Did somebody hear? Yeah? Network fees. But why do we pay those network fees? I mean, isn't it just free? It's not. Ethereum, the services that is provided by the Ethereum blockchain is not free. Okay? And that fee, the money that you pay to use Ethereum network is called gas. So gas is not related to the petrol. Okay? It's not like the one in your car. Because the computers, the owners of the computers that are spread all over the world, don't do it for free, okay? Do not work for free. Do not spare their computers for the Ethereum to run for free. They want money. They need money. That is rule number one of the open market, okay? There is no such thing as free money. There is no such thing as free meal, okay? So, there are costs of using the Ethereum network. And you pay those costs in Ether, the native currency of the network, okay? You cannot pay in dollars, you cannot pay in euros, you cannot pay in Turkish lira. The only acceptable currency on Ethereum blockchain network is Ether. So, if you want to mint an NFT, that is, if you want to create an NFT, if you want to buy, if you want to sell, if you want to transfer an NFT, you must have Ether in your digital wallet, which we're going to talk about later. Okay? Without Ether, sorry, you cannot make any transactions. We're going to talk about that. There is no such thing as a free money, and there is no such thing as a standard gas fee. Okay? So, when we say gas, we talk about the compulsory, ladies and gentlemen, underlined and emphasized. Compulsory. There is no escape. Even if you cancel your transaction, I mean, okay, I'm going to buy that NFT, I'm going to mint that NFT, then, I just decided not to. Still, because you kept the network busy, you have to pay the fee. Compulsory fee paid to the nodes, the members of the blockchain network, to successfully conduct your transaction or execute a contract. Smart contracts, as we're going to talk about them, on the blockchain. So, compulsory gas fee is like tax, okay? You can't think of it like Ethereum tax. You have to pay it. You cannot evade it. And, so, what is the amount? What is the amount? Before that, I'm going to show something. Did you know that Ether is not one single unit? There are fractions of Ether. The biggest one is, of course, called buterin, because of the metallic buterin, okay? It's how much? I don't know. Quite a lot of money, okay? There is tway, gwei, mwei, kwei, wei. These are the denominations, like kurush, like cents, okay, of Ether. And gas fees are priced in gwei. That is the 1 millionth of one Ether, okay? Gas fees are calculated by using the gwei. Okay? Wei, Babbage, Lovelace, Shannon, Szabo, Finley, Buterin, these are all the names that have somehow been involved in the development of Ethereum blockchain. So, for their memory, of course. We're talking about gwei, okay? Which is 1 millionth of one Ether. So, coming back, okay, small fractions. Let me show it to you quickly. bunlara and this one also. So for instance, if you really want to do your NFT transaction fast, you have to pay $33, of course. This is expressed in dollars, okay? Because of the reasons. Otherwise, it would be difficult to put so much zero here, okay? So if you want fast transaction, you have to pay $33 of GUI equivalent. If you want slow transaction, I mean, if you're not in a hurry, you have to pay $23 right now. However, this changes. Because if you do it 1 minute later, the price will change. If you do it at night, the price will change. Why? Any idea? Why? One reason is but not the major one. Yeah, the price of Ethereum changes every second. But that's the second reason. Well, number one reason is exactly. If you want to do your transaction on a busy time, like daytime, you have to pay higher gas fee. If you buy or sell or mint your NFT during the night time, when nodes are free, you pay less gas fee. Okay? So the network load is very, very important to talk in when we talk about gas fee. So any questions so far? Do we have to pay gas when we buy an NFT, when we sell an NFT, when we mint? Mint is creating an NFT, okay? Just as, saving the code on the blockchain. Do we have to pay it? Yes. Can we escape? No. What is the name of the gas fee that is priced in Ethereum? GUI. Okay? It is priced in GUI. But because of the understanding issues, it is written in dollars. However, it is priced in GUI. There is one question. Your transaction is not completed, and because you kept the network busy, you still pay the fee. The market is very fierce. When, let's say, you started with some amount of Ether in your digital wallet, okay? You like an NFT, you want to buy it, you started the transaction, then suddenly the money is not enough because the GUI just rises up. So what will happen? First, your transaction will be cancelled. Second, you will be charged more dollars because you kept the network busy. Okay? So when you want to buy an NFT, which we'll talk about later, you have to have some good amount of money. One, for the NFT itself. Second, for the transaction charges. Okay? So, we're going to be taking a break here. Okay? Like 10-15 minutes. Then later, we'll be coming back. Next week, what was I saying? We will have a guest. Okay? And he is Turan Sert. Maybe you heard the name. If you haven't heard it, okay. Turan Sert is one of the leading names of finance, decentralized finance, and especially crypto finance, okay? He's a researcher, author, and now currently in the advisory board of Paribu and Blockchainist Center, okay? So he'll be with us next week. Yeah. So next week we will have guests, and he is. I want you to take a look at his Okay. Website, turansert.com. Take a look at his ideas, his writings. Recently he's published a new book, which is Sorularla DeFi, which is decentralized finance, crypto monies, okay, cryptocurrency. And he is also, and I want to show you this, where is it? And he is a member of Paribu Advisory Board. So if you have some questions about cryptocurrency and decentralized finance, he will be with us next week. So where is it? About, okay? And his contact info, you can easily reach him. So next week, like I saw, he is a member of the board of advisors to the of Paribu Blockchain Center. He is also board member of Teddy Discount. Okay, mağazacılık. He graduated from Boğaziçi University, business, and he had his studies abroad as well. So next week, I'm waiting for everyone actually to come. Okay, to have some questions in your minds about the decentralization. Take a look at that. Okay, the idea of decentralization. What is it? Decentralized finance, NFT, especially the NFTs in the context of decentralization. So next week, hopefully, we'll have a wider audience here, bigger audience here, and he'll be talking about his ideas to us. And the week after that, of course, we will be together, but the week after that, we will have, hopefully, on 14th of April, we'll have Devrim Danyal, who is also one of the biggest names of cryptocurrency, okay? And on the 21st of April, hopefully, we'll have Tarık Tolunay, the artist. He'll be talking to us about his NFT experience, especially how he started his NFT ideas, selling his artwork, the problems, the advantages, disadvantages, and I'll let you know about that. But starting next week, we'll be hosting Turan Set. So I want everybody to be here, especially next week. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, gas is like tax. Okay, to run an application on Ethereum, you need gas, and because NFTs are applications, because NFTs are computer codes, you need gas to mint, to sell, to buy, to transfer. You need gas. Okay? So when you pay gas, you pay it for any transaction. It's unavoidable. Also, some of your friends, one of your friends just asked in the previous lesson before we took a break. What is the standard? How is the price determined? Quite simple. Just like the entire network of Ethereum blockchain, the gas fee is determined by supply and demand. That means if the network load is higher, which means if there are a lot of people trying to do transaction on the Ethereum chain, not necessarily selling NFTs, minting NFTs, anything, okay? If the network is crowded, you will pay higher gas. If there are fewer people on the network, you will pay less gas. That's the logic behind that. So, for instance, maybe here, let's see. There is a website called Etherscan.io. Okay. Over that website, you can easily check the current gas fees. So for instance, it's like if you want to do your transaction in 30 seconds, around 30 seconds, you pay 24 yuan, okay? Average 24, weight 24. Quite low, actually. These days, gas fees are really low because of the war in Ukraine, okay? People are kind of hesitating. Should we buy? Should we spare our money? So the gas fee is low. But 1 month ago, they were through the rocket because of the supply and demand. There was no war 1 month ago. Yeah? Yeah. Nothing happens. No. Gas fees are paid, gas is paid when you do transaction. That is, if you buy, if you sell, if you create an NFT, and when you decide not to buy the NFT. Because when you want to buy an NFT, you collect, you put it in your digital wallet, then you push the button. That starts the transaction. Then if you cancel it, sorry, you have to pay the fee. Okay? Be careful. Always have some extra amount of gas fee, extra amount of money in your digital wallet. Digital wallets, we're going to be talking about them later, not now. Because there are... Okay. The summary is here. The higher the gas price, however, the quicker your transaction will be completed because you pay more money, okay? The lower the gas price, the longer your transaction will take. So do not be surprised. Oh, why is it taking so long? Why is it taking so long? Because you paid less. That's it. That's like a plane, okay? The business class, the economy class. You can think of it like this. All right. Any questions? But why do we need it? Why? I mean, because we are talking about decentralization, because we are talking about individual value. I mean, why can't it just be free? Number one reason, you are using someone else's computer in Australia, in Japan, in Canada, in Germany, okay? Number one reason. Number two, because it were free, everybody would be on the network. That's like a safety check, okay? Everybody would be on the network doing transactions, keeping the network busy. So people wouldn't be able to do anything, any transaction, okay? So gas fee also stops people, okay, from spamming the network, from keeping the network unnecessarily busy. Okay, so you think twice, okay? Should I buy it? Should I do that transaction? You think twice because of the money. So that's kind of ensures that the network resources are used logically and properly. Also, it enhances security because not everyone is there because of the money. All right? But here, I shared last night, I shared on my Instagram account a nice vocabulary of NFT. Did you see that? Please take a look at it. Because NFT world, NFT space has its own language, has its own vocabulary, ladies and gentlemen. And because NFT is a community thing, you have to be one of that community. You have to be part of that community to sell your NFT, to market your NFT, okay? So you have to be part of that community. And to be part of that community, you need to know the language. Take a look at that post, please, okay? Especially Twitter language, Twitter vocabulary for NFT is totally different. Like GM. GM is good morning. GA, good night. Good afternoon. GN, good night. Yeah? the language is different. You have to be part of them to sell your NFT. It's not about only money. It's about being a community. So, for instance, mint. Mint is one vocabulary, one type of word you need to know. Mint is, yeah, you can say I created an NFT, but yeah, people will understand that you won't be one of them. Okay, you won't be noticed. But when you say mint an NFT, you are using the real technical term, which is creating it on the blockchain. Okay? So NFT has its own language. Please take a look at that post. Okay? And I'll prepare a short, maybe presentation about that too. All right. Good. And because any money, you can't expect the networks, you can't expect the computers in the network to allocate resources. No one does it for free, okay? Not even the artists. You have to have money to sell your, or to buy your NFT. And like I said, mint is the real word. Alright, so NFT means dollars, ladies and gentlemen. NFTs mean money. Either you have it or do not. That's the, especially the transaction part. That is very, very important. But, like I said, if you retract, if you decide not to complete the transaction, you still pay. But what should we do then? What should we be doing to save our gas, to save money? Okay. Here are some suggestions. For instance, use the network when there is less competition. That is, like at nights. Okay? Very early in the morning, when there is less competition, less crowded, when the network is less crowded, okay? The gas prices will be lower. Take that advantage. Other blockchains, of course. You don't have to use Ethereum. There are other networks like Wax, Solana, Polygon. These are all networks. Either no, but little or next to no amount of gas fees. So their gas fees are low. You can use them to sell your NFT, to mint your NFT. Or, for instance, you can take gas limit. What do I say when I say gas limit? When you want to do an NFT transaction, the system shows you the gas price, okay? And if you accept, it starts. But instead of paying so much money, you can just write your limits into the platform, NFT platform, and wait for the gas fees to come down. When the gas fee is in your limit, your transaction will be carried out. That's another idea, okay? So when we talk about gas limit, we're talking about the amount you are ready and willing to pay. Because this is open markets. You don't have to do it. You don't have to buy it. The system gives you the numbers. You don't have to accept it. You can set your own limit. All right? Of course, from the website that I showed you, you can keep an eye on gas prices. All right. Good. Any questions so far? So the gas fee, the concept of gas or gas fee is key to understanding the NFT business, okay? You have to pay it. You cannot escape it at all. All right. How about the connection between Ethereum and NFTs? Of course, Ethereum is just a technological infrastructure. It's a type of technology. But what is the relationship between Ethereum and NFTs? Yeah? Exactly. NFTs are, if you remember from the previous week, are not JPEG files, are not audio files, are not data files. NFTs are computer codes written in Solidity language usually, okay, and stored on the Ethereum blockchain. So that's how it supports them, okay? Good. Also, Ethereum gives us the entire history of the NFT. So you can easily say that, you can easily show that you own, it is yours. And secondly, no one can steal it, no one take this ownership from you. It is still there because it is recorded on the blockchain in the block. Also, you can easily transfer your NFTs from one account, from one digital account to the other, because all the computers are in the Ethereum network. Okay, so that's how it supports. Because platforms understand each other, so you don't have to create an NFT on one blockchain on Ethereum and you have to keep it there. No, that's not the logic behind it. Okay? Thanks to your digital wallets. Digital wallets, we're going to be talking about them like in 2 weeks. You can easily transfer your NFT. So that's how Ethereum also supports. Also, Ethereum, even if one computer goes down, the entire network is there. So you don't have to worry about the system malfunctioning or electricity shortages. The system is there. So that's basically how an Ethereum network, Ethereum blockchain network supports NFTs. Any questions so far? Any questions, any unclear points? So, could I make it clear, the idea of NFT, especially the gas fee, this is important because we have to understand that this is, good, NFT is art, NFT is more than art, NFT is ownership, digital ownership, but it comes at a price. And that price is gas, okay? So we have to understand that Ethereum network is not free. Yes, it is public, but it is not free, okay? Any questions so far? All right, so that's where we're going to stop now. And let me, before you move out, I would like to announce once more that we will have a guest next week, okay? He is Turan Sert. I don't know if you ever heard the name, but Turan Sert is a member of the advisory board of Paribu and Blockchain East. He will be with us next week to talk about the idea of blockchain technology, decentralization because of blockchain technology, and decentralized finance in terms of cryptocurrency and NFTs. Because NFTs are basically a part of decentralized finance. You don't go to a bank to pay for an NFT, you pay it over your digital wallet, okay? And he'll be talking about these issues, he'll be answering your questions. So I expect everybody actually, tell your friends too, okay, who are not here now, spread the news, to be here next week. But next week, the class will start at 2 o'clock, okay? Not 1 o'clock, because Turan Sert will be coming from the other part, from the other side of Istanbul, so he needs some time. So next week we'll be starting at 2 o'clock, not 1 o'clock. We'll be here again next week too. See you next week.